Hi students, and welcome to week 5 of Composition 2. We've got several things to do this week. First, we're going to continue thinking about advertising. We're also balancing our marketing director letter. So we've got 4 folders to go through this week. First, we're going to think about your brain on advertising. So I've got several kind of multimedia things for you to do this week. First, I've given you a link to this radio show called This American Life, which is a really interesting radio program that kind of focuses on different themes that we all sort of deal with. This one's actually about the way that casinos market to problem gamblers. And I thought it was interesting thinking about the brain and how our brains work with advertising. After that, we have a link to Charles Duhigg's website. He wrote the book The Power of Habit, and he talks about how Target finds out your secrets and knows how to get you into their stores. It's really interesting to figure out how advertisers are working. So that's a short YouTube video, but it's helpful. I've also given you a couple reading assignments from Common Culture, which you'll see here, and then we're going to write about them. So read the articles, and then we're going to participate in this discussion, Marketing to Your Mind. And then finally, I've given you an optional reading. This reading is in Common Culture. It's The Post-Advertising Age by Bob Garfield, who is a host on NPR's public radio show On the Media, which is a really interesting show. If you're interested in media and sort of media culture, follow the link and you can get podcasts for the show. The reading is optional, but if thinking about the way that advertisers work is an area that you want to focus on for your analysis essay, this might be something to spend a little more time with. All right, once you're done with that folder, we're going to come back to the week 5 folder. Here in the week 5 folder, we're going to scroll down to humor in advertising. We're going to be, if humor is something that you want to spend some time with, we've got some things to think about with this folder. So I've given you a short YouTube link to kind of a funny ad. You can think about gender and humor while watching this one. I always think advertisements that are advertising things that we shouldn't have, like cigarettes and alcohol, are really interesting. How do they convince you that you need something you shouldn't have? Then I give you kind of a challenging reading. It's the Theories of Humor handout, and there are all sorts of problems with this handout. First of all, it's just not very fun to read, and second of all, it's kind of unclear, and then you have to swap the pages around, but it does give you a framework to think about humor, and one of the problems with thinking about humor is that it's hard to kind of conceptualize. So read this article. I know that it's challenging to get through. It's only 2 pages. It's a challenge, but I think once you do, it'll be really helpful. And then what I'd like you to do is I want you to work on this wiki, funny ads, and think about why are they funny. So I want you to start gathering up some funny advertisements, things that you've seen that you just think are hysterical, and we're going to put it in this wiki. And we might end up using those in our advertising analysis essay. We're going to come back to week 5. And then we're going to continue working on our ad analysis project. So we're going to open this folder. And this is kind of the nitty-gritty of creating that project. So I'm going to show you how to insert pictures, format those pictures, and then add captions. So this is how you're going to get examples from your ads into your paper. We're going to be using print ads, and one of the reasons why I want you to use print ads is because they give context. If you just find an image on YouTube or an image on Google, you don't understand where the ad was actually targeted to. This way you can see the magazine. You sort of have a sense of the audience the ad was targeted towards. So this is going to show you how to get those images once you scan them into your essay. And then I'm going to ask you to post the first drafts of your ad analysis essay in this discussion board. Next week, we're going to workshop them, share them with our classmates. So by the end of this week, I want you to have a pretty solid first draft and post it in this discussion board. All right, once you're done with that, we're going to come back to week 5. And we're going to finish up our marketing director letter. So we've almost completed the final draft of our first major project, this marketing director letter. And so what I'd like you to do is 2 things. First, I want you to post that marketing director letter, and then I want you to think about our course goals. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to this journal, and throughout the semester I'm going to ask you to reflect on what you've learned and how you've learned it. So you'll just come to this journal, and I want you to write about, just choose a course goal and then focus on how did you learn it, what did you do in order to achieve this course goal. You can pick any of the goals. Probably for this one, it's not really going to be MLA, but you might want to think about rhetorical approaches or applying concepts. Those might be good ones to reflect on. Now, this assignment will help you with our final assignment at the end of the semester. All right, as always, let me know if you have questions, and good luck.